Welcome back to Supernova Traveler. If you are new, thank you for joining our Travel Around the World family. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are returning, thank you for your support and share my channel and continue on with your journey. Today we reviewed 90 Day Fiance Season 8, Episode 12, About Last Night. This was a fairly boring episode, not much happened, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the same couple the episode started off with, which is Jovi and Yara. And Yara basically comes into the room and she starts another argument with Jovi in regards to how he behaves. She basically thinks that Jovi cares more about alcohol than herself and their unborn child.
You want to be a good father and being near to me, or you want to be good father somewhere from far away and taking kids for a weekend.
And honestly, I felt really bad for Jovi because he looks like he's actually a pretty good guy. His maturity level is growing and is not quite to where some women would want their men to be. But when Yara threatened to take the baby to another country if he did not stop drinking, it seemed like a real wake-up call to him though. He looked like he didn't know what to do. So basically later on in the episode, Jovi goes out into the kitchen to speak with his mom and dad, and his mom is talking to Yara, and Yara has gracefully accepted the wedding party that his mother threw, even though she explicitly said multiple times that she did not want a wedding party without her family there, and his mom basically just tricked her into it. And Yara says, well, I still think I want to have a wedding in Vegas, and then once my family can come over, then we can have a bigger gathering or a bigger wedding. But Jovi's mom is still not having it, and Yara gets up and leaves, and his mom starts to up again about, well, this can't happen. And Jovi's just like, look, I'm not arguing with Yara anymore today, and just stop this conversation. I'm done. No need to discuss.
What?
Wedding's only y'all two now?
Yeah, I think that's what she wants. I don't want to bring up something else to fight about, so I'm not handling this situation today.
Whatever Yara wants, Yara's getting. And to be honest, Yara looks really happy. It looks like she's happy that Jovi put up a little bit of a fight for her, to show her that she is important and what she says is important. And she has a little smirk on her face. Next couple. So Stephanie finally wakes up and goes to meet Harris. And all Harris is thinking is that she is a ticket to America. She is talking about how her and Harris has been friends for so long and how he's always been there for her. You don't know this man. You knew Ryan. You don't know who Harris is. And you're honestly, all Stephanie's thinking about is how many Harrises and Cabana Boys she can buy while she's in Belize.
Harris.
So she asks Harris to stay with her for like 4 days until the end of her trip. And honestly, we all know that she just wants somebody to sleep with, to rock her boat. And all she is more drama for no reason. And it says a lot about Stephanie that she would call Ryan's cousin.
So right away next day, get on the bus early morning, 5 o'clock. Take about 4 hours to reach the city. Jump on the boat. Take about the next 2 hours to reach the island.
To get him to her apartment. And believe you me, Harris has traveled a long ways to get to Stephanie, just to get back at Ryan. So she's using Harris just as much as Harris is using her. So I don't feel bad about how Stephanie's being treated. I don't. Like, her storyline is trash. And after this show ends, I don't ever want to see her on TV again. So we meet up with Rebecca and ZEID. And Rebecca has taken 1 day off of work to go to a facility that she feels she would like to get married on. Because she wants to have a big wedding because it's supposed to be her final 4th marriage. And all I can think is you should have took that day off to make the apartment that you're living in more comfortable to live in. Because it looks like a pigsty and trash all over the place. No furniture still. Like, why do you have this man over here living this way? Anywho, They talk inside the horse-drawn carriage, and ZEID's like, it's COVID going on. They might not be able to have this big wedding. He just wants to sign the papers and move on. And I would like to take a moment to let Rebecca know that there's no rules that a person is not allowed to get married during Ramadan, but you must sustain during the hours of sun up to sundown from any type of romantic interest, water, food of any kind, and then you break the fast at the end of the day.
All right, look, seriously, I'm not going to marry you before Ramadan. That's not what I want.
What won't me do?
Seeing as you were married to a Muslim man previously, I feel like these are things that you should have already known, discovered, and researched. So it shows that you really don't take an interest in the people that you date, and you should really worry more about taking an interest in them instead of just worrying about getting married. Move on to the next couple. TARIK and Hazel go online and they filter through their matches in regards to their polyamorous love triangle they are trying to set up. And TARIK comes up with the idea of talking with the ex, MINTY, so that they can get pointers on meeting new women. And honestly, Hazel's right. TARIK just wants to talk to MINTY. He wants to see how Hazel probably feels now that some time has gone by. Because if you're online and you have what you know that you want and you made your synopsis or whatever your description is, there's really no reason for you to be going to talk to MINTY. This is online meeting.
But I don't think Hazel is looking for the same thing that you're looking for, you know?
Right.
Talking to MINTY is not going to make you have less catfishes online. Hazel knows, like the rest of us, that this is just an excuse for TARIK. And so she asks TARIK if he is hungry and excuses herself from the conversation. So later in the episode, after Hazel has had some time to think about it, she decides that she is okay with TARIK talking to MINTY because she wants to see how TARIK reacts to MINTY on the website and seeing her again. And TARIK acts all wrong. Like, he acted way too interested. And just like we thought, instead of trying to help them, MINTY was trying to slide back into the relationship. So yeah, that is the end of that. TARIK and Hazel go online and they filter through their matches in regards to their polyamorous love triangle they are trying to set up. And TARIK comes up with the idea of talking with the ex, MINTY, so that they can get pointers on meeting new women. And honestly, Hazel's right. TARIK just wants to talk to MINTY. He wants to see how Hazel probably feels now that some time has gone by. Because if you're online and you have what you know that you want and you made your synopsis or whatever your description is, there's really no reason for you to be going to talk to MINTY. This is online meeting. Talking to MINTY is not going to make you have less catfishes online. Hazel knows, like the rest of us, that this is just an excuse for TARIK. And so she asks TARIK if he is hungry and excuses herself from the conversation. So later in the episode, after Hazel has had some time to think about it, she decides that she is okay with TARIK talking to MINTY because she wants to see how TARIK reacts to MINTY on the website and seeing her again. And TARIK acts all wrong. Like, he acted way too interested. And just like we thought, instead of trying to help them, MINTY was trying to slide back into the relationship. So yeah, that is the end of that. So we go back to the farm and see Mike and Natalie. And Natalie goes outside to talk to her Russian friend Svetlana. And she comes to the realization during the conversation that she needs to slow down, forgive, and forget. Basically what Mike has been telling her all along, but she just refused to listen. So if it's so easy for you to talk to your friend, forget and forgive Mike, why were you bringing up a few days ago about him supposedly cheating on you, etc., etc. So basically, since Natalie is not ready to leave the US, she's deciding that the last 22 days she has left with Mike, she will try using honey as a new approach.
Let's say like we start from clean page, you and I just have my trust at the beginning because you haven't done anything.
So she basically sits down with Mike. She apologizes to him about what she's done. And she says, you know, I'm going to let the past be the past. I'm going to let these things go. And Mike is really appreciative. And of course, he's taking her apology with as much caution as possible, because I don't know how you come back from some woman that you're supposed to be marrying, calling you low class, practically saying that you're stupid, calling you a cheater and a liar, and telling you that you've been using her as a slave and manipulating her. Like, I don't know how she just thinks she's going to erase all these negative points that she's pointed out about him, tearing down his character and his person, and think that he's supposed to just forgive her. It's like, Natalie, I don't know if she really learned. I don't think she learned anything. I don't think she wants to leave the US. I think US is a place that she wanted to go. I think it's a place that she wants to live, and I think it's a place that she wants to be. And I also believe that she does want a family, as she says to her friend, and she's getting older. But I don't necessarily think she wants that with Mike. I just think she doesn't want to, like a lot of people, she doesn't want to start over. Because to break up with Mike and not be with him at all means that she has to meet somebody new and kind of start over from scratch to get to know that person. And then by the time she does that, she might be 40 years old before she marries again. So honestly, Natalie is just trying to settle, just to see if she can get what she can get out of life, because she thinks that she's getting older and it's going to be too late soon. Our final couple, Brandon and Julia, we joined them for dinner as we sit down with Ron and Betty, and we go over marriage plans. It seems that Corona has finally gotten to their area, and COVID has shut down cities, and large crowds are being prohibited. And Brandon is throwing around the idea of just going to the Justice of the Peace and just signing the papers for marriage. And Julia is not feeling that, because in her country, it is good luck to get married in the church, and it means that they will have a long-lasting marriage. So signing papers is not ideal. Brandon then moves the subject into him and Julia going wedding dress shopping, and Betty becomes so excited, and she really wants to go because obviously Betty doesn't have a daughter and she doesn't know when she's going to get this opportunity again. And Julia does not want Betty to go because she feels that Betty would be overbearing, and Betty would get into her head about what dress she should and shouldn't get. And if she does like a dress, then Betty would not approve of the dress, and then she wouldn't be able to get it. So she doesn't want Betty to really be there.
Mothers always go with the daughters, and since her mom can't be here, I'd love to go with her.
But lo and behold, they go dress shopping. Betty obviously shows up and inserts herself into the moment, and Brandon is no help. And I'm starting to think that he isn't really interested or ready for marriage. I think he just wanted his girlfriend in the same country as him, and marriage is the only way he could think of doing it. Betty, for the first time, was not that annoying and seemed very supportive of Julia. I feel that threat for Brandon and Julia to leave the farm really calmed down Betty's antics. So that's all that there is in regards to Brandon and Julia this episode. This episode was really boring, wasn't much happening. We will continue with episode 13 this week, and I will be doing Married at First Sight, but for some reason, after I uploaded episodes 2 and 3, their website stopped working and I could not watch any of the preceding episodes, and I'm waiting for their website to start working again so that I can bang out these episodes so I can get these reviews done and be back on track with both TV shows. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I appreciate you being so supportive and joining my YouTube family.